Thanks so much, Elise, and thanks to all of you for being here. We are excited to get together. We've been looking forward to this for some time. And as you know, there is going to be a big contrast. There is, everyone can see it. As Elise noted, the polling indicates that. What all of us know intuitively, having been home in our districts and talking to people all across this country who are so deeply frustrated. And there's one truth really that stands out here, and it's really simple and clear for everybody to see. The American people gave the Democrats a chance, and what we have seen very clearly now is that they just simply cannot govern. And this week, as Elise said, is about preparing the Republican agenda so that when the American people give us that opportunity again, we will govern and we will be ready. When we say the Democrats can't govern, that is quite literally what we mean. I made a list this morning of just a few things that are going wrong right now. The tax return checks are delayed. Retail crimes are going unprosecuted. Many children are still not in school at 5 days a week now, still, even though the pandemic is in the rearview mirror. The Capitol complex remains closed to our constituents. Democrats dial into committee hearings, often while on vacation. We have some colleagues who quite literally did not return to the Capitol complex for an entire year to vote in person. They used proxy instead. And in fact, to this day, there are many Democrat offices on Capitol Hill, and many of you who work on the Hill know this, you can attest to it, they remain shuttered with the lights off during working hours. I mean, they just can't be trusted anymore to fulfill even their most basic responsibilities. So job number one for Republicans will be to actually make the government work for the people again. This is not rocket science. The government offices need to be open and working like the average hardworking American families have to do. They have to go to work. Government should as well. Schools ought to be open every day, not 3 or 4 days a week, but 5 days a week. Law enforcement should be supported, and our laws need to be enforced and not ignored. We've been seeing the opposite of all that right now. When Democrats can be bothered to come to work, of course, what we get from them, they spend their time doing PR control. All these crises that they have created, you know, the sky-high cost of living now, the cost of goods, the illegal immigration at this disastrous level that we're facing right now, and all the negative ramifications that come from that. Rising crime in all of our cities and record drug overdoses, and most tangibly that we're hearing right now from everywhere, everyone, and all of us feel it, is skyrocketing gas prices. Instead of getting to work to solve all these problems, Democrats are content to try to manage the fallout with political spin. But nobody's buying it. We can see with our own two eyes. We feel the pain acutely, and there's no amount of political handiwork that can make that go away. On inflation, for instance, they said they started to try to tell us a couple months ago it was just transitory. And then the spin changed, the message changed. Then they said it was only affecting the wealthy. And then the message changed again. They blamed it on the grocery stores. They said it was the grocery store's fault. Now, of course, it's Vladimir Putin's fault. No one is buying this. This is what we say on our side all the time. Narrative control is not a governing strategy. Instead of excuses, Americans need solutions. So Elise mentioned the 7 task forces. They've been working very hard. We're here this week to pull all of that together. We will be formulating a grand plan, so to speak, to roll out to the American people, and we're all very, very excited about that. We're going to be ready on day one to begin reversing all this damage that's been done, that will have been done now in 2 years, before the people give us the opportunity to govern again. We'll be ready. We're excited about it, and we can't wait. I want to yield next to the gentleman from North Carolina, our House Republican Conference Secretary, Richard Hudson.